Welcome. Welcome to your yin and guided meditation today. I will be using a bolster, a blanket, and 2 blocks, but most of these postures can be done without any of these props. So gather what you need and meet me right back here. We will begin belly down. Rather, before you get yourself to your belly, let's make a roll with our blanket. So a relatively thin blanket, you'll make a rectangle, and you're gonna roll it up nice and tight. This really long roll. And place it on your mat. Now it's gonna rest just, just beneath the breast area, right on top of the low ribs. So you're gonna come onto your belly and connect to the very bottom of your ribs to your rolled up blanket. Take the tops of your feet nice and wide to the edges of your mat. Stack your hands and rest your third eye there. Your elbows will be spread out wide toward the edges of your mat. Now, first notice your connection of the lower ribs to the blanket and how there is sensation there. If it's too much sensation, know that you can always ditch the blanket. This is your practice. Your practice to take what it is that you need, what feels good in your body. You get to decide when it's enough or you want to go further. So start that process of honoring your body where it is just by listening to what it is that you need. Yin is this powerful practice that takes us to the edge, where we start to feel all of these incredible sensations through our body, and we're releasing connective tissue through the joints. But you determine that edge. And with the eyes closed, start to explore the other parts of your body. Scan from your toes to the crown of your head. Now you're welcoming all thoughts and you're welcoming all sensations just as they are. Invite them in and get curious. This lovely opportunity to explore our own selves inside and out. Without labeling anything as good or as bad, can you simply witness it for what it is? Start to feel how you can begin to deepen your breath. Notice how the upper back starts to lift. And now your connection of the bottom of your ribs to your blanket and your mat is even more intense. And then as you exhale, feel the body soften. Not only are you exploring your body with your breath, but you're taking your breath to its fullest limit. So you're pulling the air all the way in till there's no space left. And then you send it all the way out, completely empty out the body. Feel the lift of your pelvic floor. That's the Uddiyana Bandha that's so active with our full body breathing. And if you'd like to find the pause at the top of the inhale and the pause at the bottom of the exhale, to just begin to separate the breath pattern. Notice as you do this how the rest of the world starts to fall away, and how what matters is this moment right here, where you are creating the union of body, mind, and breath. The most present moment. Take a moment to just witness the fingertips and the toes and even the muscles along the sides of your neck. Perhaps they're still tense. Just notify them that they can relax. And take your awareness to your jaw or the muscles around your eyes and let them soften. How can you be here in this very moment with more ease? Less of having to do it just right. Can your body just be as it is today? Don't force anything. Begin to bend your right knee, and then you'll pull your right knee up towards your elbow, about halfway through the mat. And then take your gaze toward the right as well. So you're in a supine, or rather prone frog, a half prone frog on your mat. Your left toes continue to extend behind you. Feel the gentle stretch here through the left side of your neck. Take a full breath in, just all the way out. Notice the shift in the body when you intentionally breathe so fully. It enhances this incredible experience. And if you find that it's hard to close your eyes, I want you to take this time to lengthen your exhales for a while. And as you lengthen your exhales, we move into the parasympathetic nervous system, so we are releasing any need of fight or flight. We tell the body it's okay to just chill. The beautiful part about your breath and your own breath pattern is that we have the opportunity to change the way that we breathe. We're not just stuck one way. We can train the body, train the mind. So be patient with yourself and know that you just come back to the breath over and over again throughout practice. Just another minute here. How can you take the posture a little further? And sometimes that looks like more sensation, and sometimes that looks like backing off. And find the depth of your breath, 3 full rounds. Slow, smooth breath pattern. Your transition will be very, very slowly. Return through center. So you'll send your right leg back. Take the third eye back to center. Give yourself 2 breaths right here just to witness the difference in the sides of the body from that very easy prone frog stretch. And as you feel ready, start to bend your left knee and then pull your knee up toward the middle of your mat. Take your gaze towards your left elbow. Breathe in deep. And take it all the way out. Feel the difference in your hips here. Feel the difference in the sides of your neck. And without attaching judgment or shame, what's present? How can we begin to pull ourselves away from the sensations, the stories that we create, and instead start to observe what's happening? Does the connection of your lower ribs to your blanket make you breathe deeper? Just because you can feel, right, the expansion and the release more acutely. Perhaps it helps remind you to take those full breaths. If the tension has crept in to your hands or your feet, just re-soften. Maybe you're clenching your jaw. Where the mind goes, the energy follows. So all you have to do is take the mind to an area of your body. And there you have it. There's activation or surrender, depending on what it is that you choose. Last minute here. Three big rounds of breath. Transition very easily. Just reach your left leg straight back. Connect your third eye back to the hands. Just a full round of breath here to neutralize. This time as you breathe in, I want you to hold the breath. And as you exhale, hold the breath out. Amazing. Return back to your natural breath. Start to lift your torso. We'll find our way into Sphinx pose. Keep your blanket where it is. It's a nice reminder to lift the front part of your torso. I like to take the tops of my feet to the edges of my mat so that my feet are a little wider than my hips. Stack your elbows beneath your shoulders and just place your palms flat to the mat. Now feel here before you even attempt to lift your torso how you're pushing your pubic bone into the earth, and now that activates your glutes. I want you to keep that sensation. And as you inhale, press down through the elbows and the forearms, start to lift the heart and the crown of your head. We're going to hold this posture. So where you are grounded in the earth, I want you to stay connected. And close your eyes. Now notice if you can soften the shoulders a little bit because you're trusting in the connection that you have with your elbows, tops of your feet, and your pubic bone. You're really mindful not to dump into the cervical spine, but instead you're slightly tucking your chin and pulling the tips of your ears toward the wall behind you. Notice how this creates more length through the crown of your head. And feel the blanket as a reminder to keep the top part of your torso just gently lifted. If there gets to be too much sensation in the low back, reach your toes further toward the wall behind you and press down a bit more through the elbows. So lessen a bit of tension through the low back. Now I know it's a challenging posture to hold, but I want you to find the kaya sthira, which is the second phase of really non-doing, where you're holding the posture, you're closing your eyes, and you're just witnessing. You know, so many times we put ourselves in these crazy postures and we're like, you know, this doesn't feel good, this hurts here, this hurts there. It's like, how can we let go of all of that and just witness the challenges that are moving through the mind? And take yourself back to your breath, focusing on smoothing your own breath pattern. You've got one more minute here. Oftentimes those stories that we tell ourselves, we don't have to be involved. They're not really our stories. They're not happening to us. They're just happening. So how can we remove ourselves from the story? And when we do that, like, the emotions become less. We uninvolve ourselves, knowing that just like everything else, it's always moving in and moving out. Three full rounds of breath here. Feel the ease. Feel the deep connection. You will surrender down, resting your third eye to the hands once again. So you're neutralizing. Option to lift your heels, bend your knees, and very, very slowly you can windshield wiper your legs from left to right, but very slowly, like you're moving through honey. You don't want to tweak anything in the low back. Rest the tops of your feet flat to the mat. So second posture here, just a deeper extension of Sphinx pose, is seal. So place place the palms of your hands to the corners of your mat in front of you. And as you inhale, lift your torso and straighten your arms. Now reach your toes toward the back wall. So your feet are further than hip width distance apart. And if this gets to be too much on the low back, just come down to Sphinx or even full belly down. Now as you straighten your arms, I want you to let the torso fall. So now you get a really big stretch here through the shoulder sockets. So the arms are doing most of the work. You've got this great connection of your palms, like traction. And just let the heart fall a little bit so the torso depresses to the mat. You still have that connection of the low ribs to your blanket. As a reminder, just pull the shoulders gently away from the ears and feel the activation through the glutes. Close your eyes. And as you breathe and as you close your eyes, just awareness to the shoulders. Really pull your arms back into the shoulder sockets. Notice the wrists and the elbows. Three full rounds of breath here. Amazing. Soft bend to your elbows. Surrender down to the mat. Just 2 big breaths. Witness maybe a flood of sensation through the arms, through the shoulders and the fingertips. Place your palms beneath your shoulders and then lift yourself up through tabletop. Pull your knees and find a seat on your heels. We're going to set up for swan pose, but I'd like to support us first. So your blanket that you've been using, that big rectangle just folded in half to a smaller rectangle. And if you're using blocks and a bolster, you'll take your bolster to the front of your mat, and your blocks are going to come stacking right next to each other, about 3/4 from the bottom of your mat. And then you'll take your blanket that's all folded up on top of your blocks. So swan is actually half pigeon. It's just called swan in yin yoga. And know that you can take half pigeon without any of these props. You can just support yourself how you normally do. Come into all fours and then lift yourself up to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right heel. And as you exhale, you're going to pull your whole right leg over your little block business, so that my top of my left thigh is touching the block business and the bottom of my right thigh is touching the block business. And my whole right shin and heel is in front of the blocks. So your blocks are really just to the center beneath your tailbone. Take a moment here to press down into the mat. Make sure that your left leg is straight and long behind you. And just lift up through the torso, get nice and big. Just 3 breaths here, nice and lifted. And then slowly you'll crawl yourself forward to sleeping swan. Now I like to use my bolster or a couple pillows stacked nice and high, resting my torso down. Take your forearms, your palms to the mat. Let your shoulders just fall down. Let gravity take hold. Now, I know for some people that being closer to the earth is helpful and beneficial. I prefer to be lifted slightly, so take a half pigeon that serves you, that you can hold for a few minutes. And then take a full breath in. Just follow it out. Feel a little ease creep in. Where does the mind go when the body isn't moving? When you're not asleep? What sort of journeys are your thoughts taking you on? And yes, it's okay to daydream and doze off, but can you come back to this moment? Can you take awareness to the breath? Can you feel the sensations moving through the body? Embrace anything that's happening in the hips. Our hips are such a powerful part of our bodies. It's our storage area, our storage of emotions and stories, feelings. Often the things that we choose not to feel at the time, we shove them down in the physical body, and this is where they go. Notice if anything begins to arise, any feelings, any thoughts. Maybe you take the time here to explore those feelings and thoughts. And then perhaps now you can send them on their way, allowing the body to be lighter and more free. And this is the power of your intention, your awareness, and your breath to pull things in and to let things go. Our breath pattern is the symbol of life. Each inhale is life, it's energy. And each exhale is death, it's letting go. We do this 1,000 times a day. And yet, it's so hard for us to let go. And all we have to do is remember that we're doing it all the time. Last minute here. Three big breaths. Take your palms beneath your shoulders and very, very gently you're going to move and transition out of this. Press down into the palms, lift up through the torso. Curl your left toes under and then very slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a moment just to pedal through your feet. And if your props got pushed out of the way, just straighten them out. Bend your knees, press through your palms, hollow out your belly, and send your tailbone toward the wall behind you. So feel length from your hip creases to your armpits to the fingertips. Take a full breath in. And let it go. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left leg moves over your block business or your pillows, whatever you have. So that now your left heel is connected to the front of the blocks and that your blocks are to the center of your body. So touching the top of your right thigh and touching the bottom of your left thigh. We're going to stay lifted for just a minute. Make sure your right leg is straight and long behind you. Press down into the earth. Pull your heart through your arms. And notice that you've got this scissoring sensation through your thighs to help support the torso. Full breath in. And then as you exhale, make your way into whatever feels good in your sleeping swan. So whether that's a couple pillows beneath your torso or a bolster. Let your palms and your forearms draw toward the earth. And now it's probably pretty apparent the difference in the sides of your body. Right? Because the sides of our body are not the same. And so make any adjustments so that you can support whatever's happening here. Allow your breath to settle you in. Breathe in fully and deeply. And just take it all the way out. Close your eyes. Allow your awareness to expand. And with the eyes closed, you know that there's things happening outside of you, but they're not your focus. And if it helps, you can take your internal gaze to the third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Feel the shoulders give way. Let the breath move into the hips. Last full minute here. I like to invite the tingling sensation that I often feel in my joints because it means that they're releasing. Maybe you feel this too. And the longer we hold these postures, the more you feel the body just let go. Give way. 3 full rounds of breath. With just as much intention and patience. Place your palms beneath your shoulders. Slowly lift your torso. Press your pillow or your bolster forward out of the way. Curl your right toes under and make your way back to downward facing dog where you can pedal through your feet. And then drop down to your knees. Find your seat. We'll make our way to cow face legs or shoelace legs. Take your right leg on the bottom, and then your left leg's gonna come on top. Now, option for modified variation is your right leg can be straight. So I'll let you choose. This is the full shoelace. This is a half shoelace. Right leg is straight, top leg is bent. Now, it's not so important that your knees are stacked. I'm not so concerned about that. What I am concerned about is that your sit bones stay rooted into the earth. So stay connected here through your sit bones. Before we move anywhere, I want you to massage the feet with the palms of your hands. So you're letting the hips know that they can just relax. And then we'll take the twist first. So left hand comes behind you. Your right arm extended out, and then rest the outer right forearm to your left thigh and knee. As you inhale, lift up through the torso, and exhale, take your gaze over your left shoulder. Stay long through your spine. Lifted, yet grounded through the sit bones. Close your eyes, find your breath. Maybe a soft bend to your left elbow allows the left shoulder to do a little less work. Take a full breath in. And exhale. Come back to center. We'll take a side bend here. So right palm comes out outside of your right hip. Bend your right elbow. And now lift your left arm high and take your fingertips all the way over to the right. Now sometimes we want to round the spine. Sometimes we want to lift a little through the head. I want you to stay nice and long through your spine. So no rounding, no extension, just lengthen here. And then pull your left arm back into your shoulder socket so that you get the stretch more through the left side body, through the ribs, through the intercostal muscles. Now your right elbow is bent and you're still rooted through both sit bones. Close your eyes and breathe. The core is active here to help support the lift of the torso. You've got this. I know lots of sensation through the left arm. Stay with your breath pattern. 3 big breaths here. Smooth it out. You'll press down into the right hand to lift yourself up. Now take your right arm high, so you're lengthening through both fingertips. Now lift your gaze, open the throat. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Pull your palms down through your heart space. Send your legs forward and just bend your knees, shake out the legs a little bit. Now this time, the left leg is on the bottom, the right leg comes over top. Now make sure both hips, both sit bones are rooted into the mat. And it's okay if the knees aren't stacked. Take this moment to massage your toes. And then pulling in your low belly, get long through your spine. Right hand comes behind you to the floor behind you. Yep. Straighten your left arm and now start to find the twist. It's the outer left forearm that connects to the right knee and thigh. Lift up with your inhale. Exhale, take your gaze over your right shoulder. Breathe. And then with your breath, you start to move through the posture. So inhale keeps the length. Exhales for deeper twisting. Bend your right elbow just a bit. Let the right shoulder soften. It's a lot on the hips here, so what can you let go of in your body? Maybe your feet. What tension are you still holding on to that you could let go and just soften into less resistance, more ease? Embrace the twist here that happens through the thoracic spine, all from the grounded and rooted hips. Take a full breath. And as you exhale, come back through center. Take side body stretch. Left palm out to the side of your mat. Bend your left elbow. Inhale, right arm high. Now take your right fingertips all the way up and over to the left. Pressing through your left palm, grounded through your sit bones. Make sure your right bicep stays in line with your ear. And now pull your right arm back down into its shoulder socket. Feel the opening up through your rib cage. And as you breathe, it's like an accordion through your torso, through your diaphragm. Help the body let go of all that residual tension by breathing. All you have to do here is breathe and close your eyes and feel. Amazing. 3 full rounds of breath. So good. Press down through the left palm. Now lift your torso up through center. Reach through your fingertips. Gaze is high. Exhale, palms move through heart space. Release your legs and just send them forward. Just to shake for a minute. And then we'll take straddle pose, so nice and wide through your legs. Remove the extra flesh from beneath your sit bones, and then grab any props that you might need as you pull your torso down. But first, let's take our toes and flex them back, and then point them. Do this a couple times. Flex your toes, and then point them. And then flex your toes, and then point them. Now let them just fall. You don't have to do any activation through your feet. Inhale, lift up through the torso. And as you exhale, just start to crawl forward, and you'll see where your body, needs to stay. And know the longer we hold it, the more the body softens. So now you'll grab your props, and you'll support your torso at the level it needs, so that you can connect your third eye, possibly. Sometimes I know some people find it helpful to place a blanket beneath the booty to create more lift. I, for one, don't particularly like that, but I know a lot of people do. So if you find it hard to fold forward, maybe you do lift your hips with a blanket. And also, it's okay to simply stay right here, high, right? We can do many things with our props or even no props at all. So many levels here. And there's no right and there's no wrong. It's honoring your body. Don't force anything. And as you take your breath all the way out, feel the stretch here through the armpits and the back of your shoulders. Continue to relax through your fingertips and your toes. Feel free to remove any props the longer you hold. The softer the body gets, the deeper the fold. So adjust accordingly. Last minute here. 3 deep breaths. Very, very carefully press down through your palm. Start to crawl your torso back up through seated. Amazing, everyone. Remove your props. All we're going to need to finish class is our blankets. So that same roll, go ahead and pull your knees in. That same roll where your blanket is a nice rectangle, and then you'll roll it up. And place it down on your mat. The same space you did before, only this time it's our back that's going to connect. So pull your knees in, squeeze here for a moment, chin to chest. Take a full breath in and let it go. And then lift up, roll yourself down. So your blanket's going to be rolled and it's going to connect just beneath the shoulder blades, just at the very bottom of your shoulder blades. So the same space, just on the back this time. And then goalpost your arms so that your elbows maybe touch the top of the blanket. Let your legs extend long. And take your eyes to close. If for whatever reason this posture doesn't serve you, a standard Shavasana works just fine. Settling in for the guided meditation. Make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath and let go of any tension. As you feel yourself sinking into the surface you're resting on, becoming still more comfortable and relaxed. Take another slow, deep breath. Release your thoughts, letting them drift far away. Take another slow, deep breath and know that in this moment, all is well. Imagine you've been searching for a dear friend of yours, someone you've known and loved for many years, named Hope. You and Hope had some wonderful times together. And when you're with her, you always feel uplifted and willing to try new things. But lately, you've been separated, and you've had trouble finding your friend Hope. And you've become quite sad. You thought you might find Hope in the north central United States, in Minnesota, because there's a city there called New Hope. And so you travel by airplane and train and then bus and finally arrive in New Hope. You have no idea where to begin, so you simply start going door to door, asking for your friend Hope. At each house, you're told, no, there's no hope here. No hope at all. And no, they don't know where to find your friend Hope. And so you decide to rest. You find a park with a grassy lawn and some comfy old benches, and you settle down. Close your eyes and take a snooze for a while. Soon, you're dreaming about going door to door and finding no hope. And in the dream, you're sitting on a curb and you see a car go by. And for just a moment, just before the car passes out of sight, you think you see hope riding along in the front seat. That's when you wake up. And who do you suppose is sitting right next to you on that park bench in New Hope, Minnesota? It's Hope, of course, just like you remembered her, still looking at you, smiling just as lovely and friendly as ever. Take a moment to catch up with her, find out where she's been, and get reacquainted. You might want to tell her how you've been looking for her, all the things you've tried, and how hard it's been. She'll listen, understand, and help you to lighten up. Now that you've found hope, consider one thing you can do, perhaps something you can look into, someone you can talk to, or something you can try to help your situation. Imagine yourself doing just that and visualize yourself doing it. Listen to the following affirmations and allow them to resonate deep within you. I am opening to new possibilities. I am allowing my life to fill me with enthusiasm. I am allowing life to breathe new energy into me, and I am being lifted. I am hoping for the best possible outcome and embracing all that is good. I am taking charge of my attitude, looking forward, and turning toward the light. I'm finding hope and encouragement at the core of my being and making a choice to feel optimistic. Take a moment here to thank yourself for giving yourself this gift. Slowly begin to awaken your bodies with breath. Find tiny movements with your fingertips and your toes. Option to reach your arms overhead. And bend one knee at a time, pull them into center, and roll over to your right side. Take a moment to rest, to notice, to feel this gift that we're given, to start over, to begin again. Press down, lift yourself up through seated. Keep your eyes closed And pull your palms together at your heart space, Anjali Mudra, a symbol of gratitude for this sacred space of transformation, allowing us to see what's beneath the surface. Let's end class today with one Om. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, we prepare. And carry the vibrations and the sound with you. Draw your thumbs to your third eye. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Until next time, friends, be well.